remember when I was showing you all the different yarns that I was trying to find to make my little jacket? That was a couple videos back, if you haven't watched that one, where I'm doing a partly jean and partly crocheted jacket. I had this big bag of leftover yarns from all kinds of projects. Some of these are from like 20 years ago, these yarns. They're just little balls here and there of different things. So it's a big tangled mess in there. You know, things have come unwound. So I decided for some therapy to wind up some little balls. And so I wound up this crystal bowl full of little balls. And then I thought, well, that went pretty well. It didn't bother my hand too much or my arm too much to just very gently wind these balls. So I thought I'm going to get a hook and see if I can do a little bit of crochet. So I did. I got a hook and I chained a long piece, and I'm going to make a scrappy crocheted blanket. And my stitches, considering how slow I'm going, my stitches are pretty good. So this is the balls that I'm going to work with first, and then when I get all these on here, then I am going to work on getting rid of all of this. It's going to be a big blanket. I'm not having any problems with my arm. When it starts to ache a little, I stop. But this is what I've done so far. This is a couple of days worth of crocheting, and I'm quite happy. I'm actually very happy to be doing something with my hands. Knitting, it wouldn't work for me right now because of the way I knit. I knit continental and I really move my arms a lot. So crochet it is. I can crochet very easily without moving my upper arm. So I'm happy to be doing something with my hands, and it's really lifted my spirits to do this. And I am being very careful. If I'm having a sore day, then I don't touch it. But yeah, this has been very good for the hand. I'm calling it my therapy blanket because it is good therapy to work your arm and your hand a little bit. And I was told that I should rotate my arm. If it's down straight, I should start to do some rotations. So I'm doing a little bit of therapy, and I'm making something, and it's pleasing me so much. So that's one thing that I've accomplished. I've actually accomplished quite a bit, though. I cleaned the bathroom with one hand, not the floor, but everything else. Today I made coffee, and I'm going to be doing, you know, I've noticed that I'm doing a little bit more every day. And I brought down some of my vegetables from upstairs. My tomatoes, which are looking very sad and leggy. That's why I brought them down here. Hopefully I can get them to sprout out a little bit better. And then I've got a few peppers. I only planted 6 and I only got 4. And then these are cucumbers that are just starting off. So I brought them down to put in the sun, and that way I don't have to run up and down the stairs. I have a lot of stuff upstairs, a lot of flowers, and I'm not bringing them down. They can stay upstairs, but yeah, so I have some babies here to look after. And I'm hoping that I can say goodbye to the chair in the next day or two. I have tried a couple of times to sleep flat on a bed, and it just doesn't work. It's way too much pressure on the shoulders. So, but I'm really getting tired of sleeping in this recliner, and I want to get this recliner goes in the living room, but I put it here so that I could be beside the window because I like air. But my neck is starting to bother me. My back is starting to bother me just because I'm not laying flat. So I'm going to start working on that. Tonight I'm going to try and see how I go. Even if I could just maybe do a couple hours and then a couple hours. I'm not sleeping through the night, that's for sure. I only sleep like 2 hours at a time. So anyway, there is some progress. And look at how beautiful it's getting out there. So I'm actually going to go outside now, and I'm going to walk around, and I might do a few things, little things. We've had a really nice rain this morning. Bit of a thunder shower, but it wasn't a heavy rain. It was just a steady soaking rain, which we really, really needed. Grass is starting to green up really nicely. So yesterday, Gary and I were out here, and we made some decisions that I'm going to tell you about. So we're adding the other 2 white raised beds like that one in that garden space there. One's going to be beside it on one side, and the other one's going to be beside it where those black pots are. So that's going to be all the raised beds. Now this bed here and the one over there, I made these years ago when we first got here, and I didn't quite know what I was going to do. So this one had strawberries in it, and that one over there has my mint in it for teas. And we've been toying with where we are going to put our pergola. So what we're going to do is we're taking both of these beds down here. They're both going. This one is busted anyway, so I'm going to keep the side edges for edging something else. And yesterday, Gary dug up actually I see there's still 2 in there of these strawberries, and I'll show you what I did with them. And now he's going to dig up this mint. Actually, I think I'm just going to get rid of it all and start over and just have my mint in a pot, because it just went kind of nuts in here. And we're going to take this all down, and we've ordered some patio blocks, enough for a 10 by 10 structure. Robin's listening to me. We're going to set it so that it's open to this way, and then it'll be protected by the hedge. Nobody will be able to see in from the road. Where is that bird? And what is that bird? Oh, it's way up top there. See, he's way up there. What is it? Yeah, so the pergola is going to go here, and it's going to be nice because we'll be able to see all the garden, like be able to see the perennial bed and the other gardens, and we'll also be able to see it from the house. And it'll be tucked in behind here where we won't be that visible from the road, which is kind of what we're aiming at. So that was a nice thing to decide, because at one time we were going to put it over there, and then we were going to put it over there, but I think it's going to be really nice to go over there. So that's going to be coming up. We have to take these beds down. Well, Gary's going to do it, not me. I will instruct him, but he's going to do the work. Now I hear a woodpecker. Okay, so I'm going to show you where I put my strawberries. I have some things coming up here that I planted last year. There's a couple hollyhocks in there. There's pinks. What are they called? The foliage looks like something pink. Can't remember. They're really pretty. The foliage looks very much like lamb's ear. but they get these clusters of pink flowers. I have to bring my secateurs out and clean this off. It's no good to have all this on here. That's a good job for me. That I can do with one hand. So I put the strawberries in this bed. And I'm going to put a mesh over top so the birds don't, once the strawberries grow and start producing, I'm going to put like a chicken wire or something over top so that the birds don't get them. So that's good. They're dealt with. There's a lot of things coming up in here, and a lot of them are weeds. But I am going to get some help. My cousin, who has fantastic gardens, has said that she's going to come and help me get my things in order here. So that's really nice. I'm very thankful. There's a lot of hollyhocks coming up in here, and I might just leave them. Those other things I think are something dames, I can't remember. They are a wildflower. And I have a lot of weeds in here, but I also have irises, and there's some little daffodils. And I think around the front of the house, the birds are so happy from the rain. I think I actually have a tulip. See, I've been doing work here too. In here, I'm going to throw a bunch of seeds. I've got a lot of zinnia seeds that I've saved. I'm throwing them all in there. It's not going to be like it usually is, but oh well. And I have one little tiny tulip. But I have other tulips all over, but they're not out yet. This is a Shasta daisy. So it's coming back. That's wonderful to see. It is a tiny little Never Alone rose, and it's got some life on it, so it made it through the winter. I really have to feed these roses this year because they really need it. And I think this rose is going to be okay too. It's going to be beautiful. I just know it is. The promise of spring is going to be beautiful summer. There are some tasks that can be done with one hand. I'm cleaning off this arch. I didn't do it last year, and it needs to be cleaned off because it's going to be covered in morning glories again. And that's what all this is on here, is morning glories. So I'm just pulling these off with my left hand while I listen to the birds. And boy, are they ever chatting today. Very nice thing to do. It's just drizzling just a very little bit. So I'm just going to stand out here and do this. And then I can leave that mess down there for Gary to come pick up. There's a lot of seeds on here. And I actually have been breaking some of these seeds off and putting it down and seeding this because this is a morning glory arch and it's so beautiful. And it's got lights on it, and so it twinkles all night long. It's very nice. I love this arch. And the other one is exactly like this, but this is an old one. I bought this when we first moved here. So I'm going to clean this off. It's one thing I can do without hurting myself. I will admit that after I planted those strawberries over there yesterday, I was hurting quite a bit. So it's the bending over and having my arm hanging that seems to really irritate things. So this I can do standing up with one arm. The other one's in a sling. Out of the way. And yeah, I can do this. Yoo-hoo! Well, I got almost half of it done, except for the top, but I'm going to get Gary to reach up there and get it for me. But this half is pretty much done, and that half is done, and that's left to do. And there's a nice big pile. And as I've been doing this, the birds have been coming around here. So I'm going to just leave this because I'm sure some of them are going to be taking some of these vines and using them in their nests, I bet. I'm just going to leave it. And I'm going to come back later. If the sun comes out, I might come back and finish this. And then I got to shore it up. It's a little bit on the crooked side. So I'll need a hammer. I use those white pegs to stabilize it. All right. Oh, that was fun. Another thing I got to do in my garden. Lovely. It was quite funny. We were talking to our son last night on FaceTime. And he was asking his dad if I was sneaking out into the garden and not behaving myself. It's really bad when your 36-year-old son is checking up on you because he knows what you're going to be doing. Anyway, he said, Mom, I can't see you sitting around when there's things to be done in the garden. He says, you're going to find a way to do it. And I said, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to be really good. He started to laugh. And he said, no, you're going to go out and you're going to do things. And he says, just please try and stop when it starts to hurt. I said, yeah, I will. But this doesn't hurt. This helps. And I'm going to go in now because I would like to have a cup of coffee. So this is a much more upbeat video than the last. And there's going to be more to come. Watch this space over here. Things are going to change dramatically. I hope that we can get the boxes up this weekend. Well, I hope that Gary can get the boxes up this weekend. And then we're going to start taking this down, leveling it off. And next week, hopefully, the patio blocks will be delivered. And we can start putting the pergola up. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? I'm really looking forward to that pergola. I think it's going to be such a nice space for us to sit and have lunch or, I don't know, read, crochet, knit when I can get back to knitting, stitching. Oh boy, it's going to be great. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your beautiful comments. I really do appreciate every one of you. And the new subscribers that are coming along, welcome. I hope you enjoy my videos, and I hope you will continue to come and check them out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and leave that little notification bell on so that you know you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So from Manitoba, Canada, have a great day, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.